So, team, welcome to the first live session for our brand new QTP live project. So, we're going to focus on an absolutely new application for this project, not again a new application to most of you. But what is most critical is I want to welcome you all to this live project where you're going to be heavily occupied for the coming 2 to 3 weeks. So in this today's first live session, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the time and effort to walk you through how the project is going to work and how you will be working with your team members in this live project. So team, what is very, very critical and essential before we get started with anything in the live project is you must treat this as a real-time live project. All right. There is no second option to it. You have to treat it like a critical life project. That is your work, that is your career. The reason is once you do that, you put your effort and your direction, you will see the output coming significantly on your own skill, your confidence, your exposure, and so on. So make sure that for the next 2 3 weeks you are involved thick and thin with this project and with your team members. All right. Now, before I get started, here is a quick high level agenda that I prepared. Nothing big. It's basically giving you an introduction to how the live project is going to work. I'm going to walk you through the application and I'll tell you what is the scope of automation that you'll perform. I will present to you the timelines, what is expected, and what teams are existing to test this, and eventually the overall schedule, what's going to happen at each juncture. All right. Now, to do this, I have a couple of options. One is I'm going to take use of Google Drive. So I'm not sure how many of you have involved with earlier live projects with IT Learn, but you will notice that we use Google Drive extensively to share and collaborate with our other team members. So assuming, let's say that each project has 50 people or 40 people into it, and each of us are collaborating with everyone else using this shared folder in Google Drive. So each of you will be having access to it. If you do not have access to it, you will be receiving it in the next 1 to 2 days. Okay. So Manoj, quick check at this time. Did you get a chance to share the folder with me, please? There you go. I think I received it.
Yes, Karthik, I have shared with Karthik at idleon.com.
Perfect. All right, there we go. So here is this new project. It's called QTP Live Project J11. Okay, July 11th. Manoj, can we rename it to July 15th because that's when we started? I'm going to rename it. It should be
Yeah, sure, Karthik.
reflecting for everyone. And team, let me quickly introduce you to Manoj and also Vishal. Manoj and Vishal have been associated with IT Learn for a very long time. They have been part of the technical team at IT Learn. Both of them currently are fully occupied in the QA industry and support us on a part-time basis on a lot of these project activities and also the training technical support. So Manoj and Vishal, both of them are going to be associated with this live project and they will be guiding you through how the entire project should happen. So in a very simplistic manner, team, the way it's going to work is this. First, we're going to get started with the live project folder. So the QTP live project J15 folder, this is the folder where each of you will get access to. Right now it's just me, Manoj and Karthik, but you will notice as we go forward, there will be many more participants. Over 50 participants will get added to this right now. Okay. Second thing, there is a contact sheet. Let me quickly open it and see how the contact sheet is. This sheet basically shows all the members who are confirmed into the project, who basically already registered and are present into it. So at this point, I'm just going to hide any other confidential detail. And there you go. So in this contact sheet right now, what you see is the name of the participant, and there are about 59 participants team who are confirmed into this. And what you will also see are five more columns. There is an email that I've just put it into hide mode. I didn't want it to go public right now. Second, there is the contact number, including the country code. So, for example, if it was me and this sheet was shared with me, so I'm going to put my name, Karthik Elan, right? My contact number will be 1, then 314 827 5272. And what are the other fields here? Just have to drag this line here. There you go. So I basically freeze those first cells there. So contact number, country. So I'm going to put country as US, then the state as California. Now leave the team blank team. The team is going to get filled by Manoj and Vishal based on couple of things, based on your geographic location and the country you belong to. For example, if there are people in US East Coast, all right, and UK, we will club them together. If there are people in Central, we may put them together. Probably we'll club Pacific and Australia, New Zealand into one section. Then we may have little other parts of India, Europe, and so on into the other. So the team will be filled not by you, but by Manoj and Vishal. You will have to fill your contact number, the country, and state after the sheet has been shared with you. Right now, there are no other shares in this sheet. Once the sheet is shared with you, then you can do it. Now, this will be basically talking about who are going to be working in which team. Eventually you'll see there are 5 to 6 teams, all right, who will do exactly the same work. All right, every team is going to continue to repeat and do the same work, and then you will see how different outputs are going to come for the same project, and you're going to learn from everyone. All right, so the second thing I'm going to put into this folder is called something as what we're going to do for each session. So, in a session, if I'm going to explain you what's going to happen, how we're going to work, and so on, that's going to be in here. So, I'm going to create a new document and I'll call this as team. Were you able to hear me for the last few minutes? I'm sorry, I just started seeing the message. Now you're able to hear me? Okay. Sorry, I hope this got recorded. If it didn't get recorded, then I'll have to repeat. Probably I lost my audio connection a couple of minutes back. So basically, very simple team. Let me walk through the important aspect of what I wanted to communicate. The fact that we have created a contact sheet. All right. So we have a J15 QTP live project J15 folder. In that we have a contact sheet. In this contact sheet, there are what 6 columns: a name, email, contact numbers, country, state, team, etc. Okay. What each of you should do once the sheet is shared with you is to fill up the contact numbers, your country, your state. Based on your geographical location, we will club people into different teams. And each team is going to work together on a day in, day out basis to work on this project, execute the project, and perform all the tasks that are required. So, which team you will go into, you will not be able to choose this. This will be chosen by us based on your location and all this information. Okay. So, once the sheet is shared with you, please do that. Second, I am going to create another document in here and I'm going to call this as session 01. In this, what I'm doing, team, whatever we're going to discuss as part of the session, I'm going to put it in there. So, for example, just to give you a glimpse of how things are working, I'm showing you one of the earlier QTP live projects. It's called QTP live project M7. Do you see this? In here, you will see that every team, after they have been divided, you will see a folder created for that specific team. Okay, and then there are common files that are used across everyone. So, for example, test case template and so on. Now, for the first session, session 01, we have created a document. I'm going to copy this entire document as is, put that into the existing document, and then I'm going to edit it, walk you through. I don't have to write it afresh. Okay, so that document is already here. I'm going to take the entire content, copy it, and put it into our new folder. Now, we will work to edit this, and I'll walk you through how each and everything will work in this. This is the session 1 for a QTP July 15th live project batch. So primarily team, this will walk through how we're going to work with everything. Anything that will require change, I will be doing it. If you notice something, please ping me, let me know. Now, the first thing we're talking about, I have introduced you to how we're going to be working. So primarily it's a QTP project. You can use QTP 10, 11, or rather UFT 11, 11.5 or higher. Okay. I should say 11 or higher, even basically whatever is the latest one, which is 12. Okay, that is the tool that you're going to use. Make sure that you have access to it. Make sure that you have the trial version so you can work on it. All right. Now, the orientation session for this is basically going to be here. The earlier session that I did as an orientation, I'm going to reuse the same because it's the same content as to what you're going to do as part of the project. What will be different is how you execute it and how it will be for this current ongoing application. All right. Now, so in here, you should be able to see the live project orientation video. There you go, team. So here is the orientation video. You should watch this. You'll get a good idea. Now, the second one, I think it's here, orientation. Day 1, day 2. It's in this playlist. The second one, team, is basically the videos to view. What happens typically is many of you would have taken the training ages back or have taken it very recently and are still not very confident on certain topics. So what I'm trying to put in here is what are the set of those videos that you should watch before you come here. These videos that you see here is a good collection of all the videos that we built recently as part of the QTP Bytes program. So every important concept has been explained in these 51 videos as short videos. They're not, all of them are not very long videos. And you could take a video and start watching it as you can. All right. Some of these videos are free, but you are all part of the QTP Premium membership, right? So you can click on any of these videos and start watching after you've logged into the application. Make sense? So that is what you're going to do as part of videos to view, more like a prereq before you get started with the project. It is very important, team, that you rely not on your team members and rely on your own skill as much as you can. However, at the same time, you can always guide your team technically if you know a topic, or vice versa. Expect one of your team members who knows something to guide you. What we've seen happening in these live projects team is not everyone is at the same skill level. Each of them are in a different skill level. So the ones who are more skilled have a more experience on the tool, then they are able to guide and in turn gain much better experience, become stronger at their own um, overall skill. All right. So as I said, mandatory to at least have viewed the videos because that will give you the platform, and be ready to be able to go back and refer as you need. For example, if your project is talking about implementing functions, VB script functions, then you don't have to say what are functions. You may have seen it, you may have been part of the training, but you have not mastered it. What you would need to do is make sure that you watch these videos and then be ready for it. So as you progress, you should be able to get into it. For example, what are descriptive programming? How do you work with it? Or environment variables? Any concept that is there are all presented in this specific page, so please refer to it. Quick check, team. My audio okay with everyone, please? All right, thank you. Anytime you see there's an issue with the audio, please ping me right away. Thank you. The next thing is dividing into teams of 4 to 6 members each. In this one, it may be more. It may be 5 to 10. The reason is we have over 60 participants already, and the that I've already spoken with you how and where we're going to be dividing the teams. Next, how are you going to be working with each of other team members? The way it's going to be working is very simple. You're going to interact daily with the other team members. When I say daily, it's weekdays. If Can I ask everyone else to go on mute, please? Manoj, I'm not sure if you're on not muted or is it Vishal? All right, thanks.
Hey Karthik, I'm on mute.
All right, thanks, Vishal. So you will be interacting very extensively with your team members team. You can do it over Skype, Google Chat, GoToMeeting, emails, telephone calls, daily stand-up calls. Basically, what you're going to be doing is you're going to sit with your team, identify what needs to be done, break them down into smaller manageable tasks, and then divide it among your team members, your own team, okay, and make sure that we are progressing, you are completing it, and you're able to support each other, because end of the day it is the overall project that has to do well. Individual performances may not count too much. Individually you are the one who will take a lot of benefit from having worked on it. Now, from any question and answer, you should use a common doc. Again, this is another thing that we will put into into here, and it's a very simple blank document. Q&A. Okay, so this is how this document will work very simplistically. What we are trying to do is trying to minimize the amount of rework or duplication of information sharing. For example, if any of you have question, okay, you will say question, who's asking that question? For example, this is Karthik, all right, and you ask a question, anything regarding the application, the project, the schedule, or anything. For example, how many times will we meet through live sessions? So this is a question asked by one of the participants, for example. So let's say Manoj or Vishal is answering this. And Vishal will say that we will meet 2 to 3 times every week. During these meetings, we will share updates with teams. More importantly, the teams will be presenting their status with us. All right, Manoj, since you already have the list of email IDs, why don't you share this folder right away with the team members? Since they're all already there, they can start at least looking into it. Okay, and then this format can continue: question and answer, question and answer. Ask a question, get your answer. So instead of you having to email or reach out to a larger group or me or the technical team members, you could put it in here, and hopefully you should get a response within half a day at the max. If you don't get a response, feel free to write to one of us, okay, or call Manoj or Vishal. We will be available because this project is very time bound. It is very critical that we make quick progress in it. All right, so far so good, team. Let's go back to continue with what we have here. So anything regarding a technical question, which is very very specific technical that you have a issue on, reach out to our regular forum. Go to our forum, put your question there, make sure that someone who's assisting you. Manoj, are you able to do the share, folder share? Because you already have the email IDs, correct?
Yeah, guys, I'm going to say in a few minutes.
So that's the other thing that you can do. Now, this is a very important section, team, which is basically talking about what can you expect at the end and during this project. Okay, this is very important for you to know because there's a very certain output that every team member who has participated in this live project will walk out with, and this is what it is. Number one, you will have extreme amount of confidence because you're doing hands-on work. You will be exposed to many challenges. You will go through a lot of different variations in the project. Once you've done this project, not only will you become good at doing, working, and executing on similar projects, you would also have the strong ability to talk in an interview, explain about the project, explain how you've worked in this project, and so on. The reason is you will be doing a lot of presentations. You will also see how other members are doing presentations and talking about it, and that will help it. Technically, you will definitely improve. You will see the exposures not only from you, you'll also see it from your team members, how they're working on this whole application automation. You will also see other teams itself. Okay, you will get used to be working in a team environment. How do teams work together? What kind of a challenges you will go through? How can you work in a very positive manner so that it helps through the overall project goals? And what happens, team, is you will get exposed to a lot of challenges and a lot of changes constantly in how to manage such situations. And what we are trying to do through this entire atmosphere is expose you to how it may be working in a more real time live project. And that's exactly how you're going to be working as well. All right. Now, very, very critical are the presentations and walkthroughs that you're going to do, team. The reason being that these presentations are nothing but you talking about how you've done your project. And is that not exactly how you would do as part of your interviews? You would go for an interview. The interviewer is going to look at your resume and say that, all right, now Raghu or Priya or whoever from the team say, explain to me about this live project. Explain to me about what you did in this QTP project, right? And then what are you going to do? You're going to talk about it. Now, when you talk and you give presentations and when you watch others giving presentations, you will see how they're going to talk, and that experience will be immensely helpful for you to talk in those interviews. Okay. So please do note, team, this participation is very important. And what will happen is once at the end, you will put this entire thing into your resume, and that will become very important for your resume search and showcasing your skill there. There you go. Like I said, do the project, talk about the project, present the project, place it on your resume. Make sure you start marketing yourself once you're through this project. Okay. Next 2 weeks, team, is going to shape you completely into how the project should get carried on. Now, what will happen during the project, team? Let's focus on this section. You will get exposed to many many issues could be as much as your own skill level. Issues could be availability of team members, or issues could be how many team members are dedicated, are working on it. Some of them start off with a lot of enthusiasm and die out. Then suddenly you'll see that a new member has joined after a few days and you have to catch them up. Okay, there are so many challenges that you'll face from a technical aspect, how the team works, how the timings work. There is going to be a lot of frustration, team. You will see that there are delays that are happening in your team members. Your team may not be doing as fast as other teams, or you feel that you are the only one who's working harder in the team, and so on. You will go through all of these, and none of these is not existing in a real life project. So what you're seeing here is a magnified version of everything. Your learning is magnified, your challenges are magnified, your teamwork is magnified. Okay, so But one thing you should definitely do, team, be very positive, be very nice, gentle, and very giving with your team, and try and work towards project. And the most you should do is try and minimize I, and me, and talk a lot about the team, the project, the we portion. Okay, that shows a lot of initiative and leadership, and that will build you. That will give you the right attitude, and people, projects, and companies will love it. Okay, not only will you get an opportunity to see how your other team members are working and learn from them, but you will also notice how you will learn from other teams. Each team will go in a different direction. You will see how each team is going to work. Now, the timeline and schedule. So we started this on this 7th, 15th of July. Right. So, and then we should, what we should do is we should try and wind it up before the 31st of July max. Okay, we should not try and extend it before beyond that 31st July. So anything that you do is has to be in here. As I said, we will meet as a group twice or thrice a week. These are basically these kind of meetings where we initiate the meeting and we'll make one of you the presenter. You'll keep walking us through it. And then the team meetings, you will have it daily within your team. Okay, so if you don't have daily meetings, if you don't interact with your team daily, then it's a problem. It may not be an aggressive 2 hour online meeting. It could be even a 30 minutes catch up session to set up what have you done so far, what is remaining, how do we schedule the remaining tasks, and so on. Okay, so that is important, team. Each of you should try and take leadership for each meeting and try and coordinate it. So nominate yourself who's going to coordinate for the first week, the second week, third week, and so on, and share that role of coordination. All right. Now, from a roles and responsibilities, who's going to be doing what? Here is it is. Here it is. Sorry. Me, I will be the overall business owner. I will also be able to walk you through any questions that you have regarding the application and the functionality. You can reach me. I will be the business analyst who's got that skill and knowledge to tell you what is expected functionality, what is existing, and so on. Manoj and Vishal, both are team members, team leads. They will also tell you how you should be working. You can reach out to them for any kind of an advice, any kind of a question regarding how you want to architect the entire framework or project that you're designing. All right. As team members, team, like I said, you will be working very hard. You're going to be involved, committed, be in a very positive spirit. Okay, positive spirit, and be good with each other in the team. Again, some of this should ideally go without saying, but what happens is it is good to talk about it early. That way, it goes and sits in a subconscious that we got to be in a very positive direction with the team. Okay. So, as I said, team leads like Vishal and Manoj, they'll be helping to volunteer, work with you, and coordinate all those things. But you have to organize yourself, a team lead or a coordinator. Okay, for each week, who are coordinating the entire set of activities overall. Okay, so make sure this is happening, please. Now, project and team intro. I'm going to walk you through this project and I'm going to talk about what the application is and how it's going to work. Initially, I said let's set up some thumb rules. I don't think we should be really doing that. I will come to the project task after I do a quick walkthrough. Before I show you the application and before I talk to you, let me tell you why we have to choose an application in a certain way. Number one, team, it is not a sample project. All right, please remember this. It cannot be a sample project. It is not like I take an application like Chase Bank or a mortgage calculator or Facebook or any other application and say that, okay, here's your project, go do it. It should be a real project having a real need for testing. Okay, it cannot be just a random one. There should be a scope for it. If there is no project in hand, I cannot do a live project I cannot have you all participate in it. Secondly, it should be able to place on your CV slash resume. You should be able to take this project at the end once you've successfully completed it and put the entire project there saying that you have worked with it. And you can talk about how many team members were there, what was the application, everything. All right. It should be a referenceable project. Now, at this point in where we are, the only application, did we lose audio again? Sorry, team, 1 minute. I lost audio for a minute or two. Sorry about that break. Now, can you all hear me, team? All right. Sorry about that. Let's go. So I was talking about the how we get to choose the project and the application. At this point, the only application that has got a lot of scope of testing for both for all the three manual, automation, and mobile-based testing is the new IT eLearn homepage. Right? The new IT Learn homepage went through not a lot of testing. There are many areas that have are defect uh, prone, contain a lot of errors and defects, and you will have to work through this application. Now, the good part is I don't really have to walk you through a lot on this application. However, I still need to tell you what portions of it are going to be important. Okay. So, team, is everyone with me right now so that I can give you a quick 10 minutes walkthrough of the application and what functionalities we're looking at? All right, great. So, number one, team, you will see there's a lot of content in this application. So, to test this application in and out, 3 weeks is not sufficient. Okay. However, what you're going to be testing, what you're going to be working on are few specific pages that is common and important to you. Okay. First thing, you will start with your home page like a regular visitor. You will talk about how each of these links and each of the steps work. For example, a test case or one of the scenarios that you'll be interested to test is members login. Are members able to log in and sign up into their members area? The second thing that you may be interested to look at a test case is like, is a user or visitor able to enter the first name, email? Click on get your free videos now and go to their specific Gmail or Yahoo or any account and see if they're getting that email. All right. Those could be the scenarios. So home page needs to get tested, team. So let me go here, pull this out. Home page needs testing. So you can test and see if the home page is working. Then you can talk about members login. You can talk about email subscription sign up. Okay. What else is there in here? Where's the home page? There. Now, you can talk about if all the course catalogs are working correctly, team. There is a pop up that will come up when you're a visitor. You can talk about this pop up and how it is working. All right. Now we will talk about what you will test, what you will focus on. Is it UI? Is it functionality? Is it display? Is it cross browser? We will come to it in a quick second. I'm giving you the scope of areas where you're going to be testing. Okay. You're going to work through the course catalog. You will also work through the all the statistics that we've put in here, the upcoming events, then the testimonials and corporate members. All of this information, as the information is, you'll be testing it on the home page. Okay, you will be working also on uh, broken links team, and we'll talk about something like this. Many of these pages may have broken links, which is probably point to 404 error. Very important. Now, once you've done that portion, you're going to go into the video section. Okay, under videos, you will see that you will be able to scroll through many of the courses that we offer at ITE. Your focus is purely going to be around HP, QTP, UFT training videos. Okay, this is where you'll all start with. Team, are you able to all see my screen? Yes, okay, good. So if one of the participants unable to see the screen, please check it at your end. So test course home page. Okay, every home page basically ideally has to be tested for few areas. Areas like, does it have the YouTube video in it? Okay, are the participants able to work through joining the program or getting a free preview? Okay, are they having access to all the video pages linked to that specific course? Is there more information about the course that they could get? And is there detailed course content? Okay, all of these are important to be present in each home page. And you will also check for the course title and so on. Apart from this team, you're going to go and navigate through some of these videos, and this is how you're going to work on them. Okay, for example, we've talked about HP UFT 11.5 training videos, right? So here, if you click on it and if you go to the section, you will see the new chapters that have been put together for that specific topic. Okay. So for HP 11.5, you will notice the chapter names and how they are present. So you have to now start thinking very extensively as to what portions can be automated very, very well, what portions cannot be automated. Now, for example, all right, let us assume that this is one version of it. You should write a script specifically to get the information from all chapters and put it into an Excel sheet. It should talk about the chapter name in one column. It should talk about how many videos and how long the duration in another column. Okay, that way you know what you expect and you're able to go back and refer to it to test it for future. So you may have to write a QTP script. Remember this team. I won't be repeating it. Okay. You will have to write a QTP script or many QTP scripts that will go through the existing web page, one web page, any page, and collect information, store it into an Excel or a separate section, and be able to use that for a future release. So tomorrow I may include a new chapter here. All I can do then is go and make sure that that chapter is being added into that list of expected in the Excel, and we cross verify the content here. Okay, most of the other information you are aware to. What will also be important is, if you are non-member, then what do you see? If you are a member, then what do you see? Okay, how do you work with it? Check if go back to tops are all working. Now, what is very important for you is this team. This is a mega testing project. It is not necessarily a large automation project. Okay, but I am not giving you the scope of doing an end-to-end manual testing for this application. The scope and the waiting for a couple of minutes for the audio to come back. Sorry, team. The audio continues to break up quite a bit. Unfortunately, I believe it is my net connection where I am right now. I am assuming that you are able to see and hear me fine right now, team. All right. I once again apologize that I went through this audio patch issues. Hopefully, it should not repeat too much. But let me quickly finish what I'm saying. So, what I was trying to mention, team, this is a mega manual testing project. Okay. So, it will take months and months of effort for to create test cases and so on for this kind of activity. Now, what I want you to focus is not try and go manual intense to test. I want you to focus at those sections that you are able to automate. Okay, you are able to, if you're able to go and automate the specific home page that I said on IT Healer, the course page, and see how the login, sign up for free videos, all of these are happening. You will also automate some kind of robots which are doing the link crawling and seeing if links are working fine. You will also work on to see if every page you are able to go and collect information and put it back into a Excel or something that you can use for a next release. Okay. Now, apart from this, there are few more things that I really want you all to work on. The second one, the other one that you should work on are, there are, for example, live courses. Okay, so there are some things like Selenium one-day masterclass at Hyderabad or Advanced QTP live training and project. So please do not test the ones which are active right now. Okay, once again, do not test active live project because I'm not giving you access to the testing server for the website because I have to give you a lot of other access details into it. Right now, what you need to focus on are the ones I showed you. Again, under live project, we will provide you one of the earlier live projects that you can use. Okay. For example, there are projects like Project Management Professional or Oracle Application Testing Suite. You see this? Click on it and you'll be able to see something of the project. You'll see a Google Doc and so on. All right. We will give you a different sign up form altogether to test live events. And you could also do a live events test. Okay. So I'm going to mention that here so it's easy for you to remember. Now, team, I have reached towards the end of my presentation. You can tell me how any questions that you have. So right now, please give me 1 second. Live events, please use only the live events page that we will provide. All right, do not use any that are currently active. Okay, because it will interfere with that flow altogether. So before I go forward with team, what is expected of data-driven framework? Sorry, of the whole automation project. I'm going to put it here. You can continue to write any questions that you have, and I'll address it for you. Right. So number one, team, I said you're going to talk about how you create end-to-end automation test suite. What that means is there'll be different types of scripts. Some may be very, very simple actions with checkpoints or something with simple functions and so on. You may go very advanced, a little bit more to next level and talk about using descriptive programming in some of it. You will talk about using shared object repositories, shared function libraries, and so on. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is you don't have to stick to one way only. Like let's only create a data-driven framework, or a keyword driven framework. No, do a lot of these things, because overall will be your automation suite, that collection. Okay, and I want you to get exposure through and through. Emphasize more, spend more effort and time on frameworks. I don't say no. Then the level 3 is frameworks. I would recommend a data driven framework to the max extent. If you have time, if your team is progressing well, you can definitely go towards a keyword driven and a hybrid framework. No problem on it. All right. Now, at a high level, let's assume that you have 200 test cases. Assume, okay. I don't think you may have so many test cases, as you will do a lot of other things. You will you will build level 1 about 50, level 2 about 50, level 3 about 50, and so leave 50 for no automation. So just divide it and make sure how you get your test cases into that zone. Ideally, you should also be doing a cross browser and mobile devices. Right, sorry. This I will put it as out of scope right now. Okay. If you are able to do cross browser at least on IE and Firefox, fair enough. But mobile devices, let's keep it out of scope. We're going to do very, very specific mobile device testing in the next project, which will be a MAT project, okay, mobile application testing project. So as I said, keyword or hybrid framework is optional as time permits and how your team progresses. What is important is this level 3, and this should be done with a lot of cleanliness, very, very strong, organized coding, and I'm going to give very, very critical comments team on how you're going to execute the project. And please do note, it's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be that you can do whatever it is and it's going to happen uh, in a way that, okay, if anything will fly. No, we're going to give you very, very critical review for everything, starting with how you're communicating, how you're presenting, how you're working as a team, what kind of a progress you're making, how well you're organizing your information, your content, your code, all of these things. Okay, we're going to give emphasis to everything. This is your platform that will help you to improve yourself for your work, for your exposure to the project overall. Okay, documentation within scripting for all test artifacts. So basically, make sure that you're documenting, you're presenting it neatly, how you follow the standards, procedures. All of this will be observed very, very keenly, team. All right, team. Let me take questions and then get going. The first thing that will happen, team, is you will be divided into teams. You will see it. You will get access to the folder number 1. All right. Each of you will get into this specific live project folder. Where is that? Here. Is this J15? Is this today's one, Manoj? J15 is July 15th. Is today's one. And Manoj, do we also have test cases that have been built for itelan.com from earlier? Are these itelan.com? Beautiful.
Yes, Karthik, I
Yes,
just
Karthik, I
shared this
just
one.
shared this one. Excellent, thank you. So that way, team, you don't have to go about redesigning all test cases, but just make sure that you add new test cases into it. These are test cases that have been created earlier. Now you can talk about automation purely. Okay. So this application already has some test cases that have been put here. Now, it's better to open it and download it and view it as an Excel. You can take this and start implementing from it. If you noticed, team, already a lot of participants, how many? 50 plus are here on this project. So they're all been invited to it. Once you're invited, you will see as part of the contact sheet, once the division is done, you will see that here. Manoj, one more column that is missing out here is the team lead. So which team will be for which team lead? The reason that will be important is uh, since the number of team members and teams are high, we will have each of you get divided equally between Vishal and then Manoj. Okay, so we can start doing it. So Vishal, you could probably assist Manoj and pick up the task of dividing it into teams, and then reach out to Manoj as needed. So contact sheet is there.
Sure.
All of you have got access to it. Now you just need to wait for the teams to get divided and start interacting with your teams. Okay. The scope of project is given. Everything is here. Any questions that you have, use this document. Team. Use this document, put your data or information here, get your answers. Any questions that I can take quickly before I end today's session, please? There were a couple of questions. Let me see what the questions window is. If there are any shared object repository, how can we implement them in the live project as we don't have access? So, team, very simple. You will simulate the usage of shared object repository. All right. You could take it and put it into a Google Drive also as a file or a zip version, and you will take it and install the same versions in every system. As changes happen each day, you can sync up and make sure that the updates are there on a local machine. When you get your live project, you will see you'll have a shared folder. You'll have the license, which is more for many concurrent licenses that is sitting across your network, and you will have a lot of shared folders there. When start this live project class. All right, team. Sorry, I lost the voice again. I'm back now. Hoping you can hear me now. So, team, will we be using any specific framework for testing? Rajnish, I've already answered that. At least the data-driven framework. You want to do a keyword or hybrid? Very good, but as time permits. When start QTP plus live project class? This is the start for the live project. QTP training we've already completed few days back for that batch. Okay. Please explain about testing under various videos tab. Is your voice was breaking at that time? So, team, under various videos, there was nothing specific, but basically what I was saying is focus just on the QTP portion of the various videos because you all have access to it for sure. Not all QTP members may have access to QA or Selenium or other video pages for you to test effectively. That is the reason. But once you write a smart script, the same script should be able to get applied to all other pages as well. All right. What else, team? Any other questions for me, please? Now, as you get questions, continue to use the document. You'll get answers. Reach out to your leads. More importantly, consult with your team members first. Okay. Make sure that all your team is in the same page and you don't have an answer within your team. Then reach out. All right. Rekha, I've already answered your question about shared object repository. All right, everyone. That's it for now. Then, thank you so much. Have a good day. We will meet in about a couple of days for the session 2. Meanwhile, we will see and check your progress. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Vishal and Manoj, thank you as well for coordinating. All right, everyone. Bye for now. Thank you.
Everyone.